Well, guys, you're back here with the Dragon again from Dragon Works, and I'm on this 2005 Big Dog Chopper trying to do a revival here. And I already got the carburetor cleaned up, fuel out of the tank, fresh fuel in, and I was going to lube up the cylinders and turn the engine over without the plugs in it, lube up the cylinders, and then go ahead and fire it up. I turn the key on, nothing happens. So I got with the owner right away and said, hey, it's going to run into a little more than we talked about because now I got an electrical problem. And he said, oh man, that's terrible because that happened on one of his other big dog choppers one time, and it ended up being the ECU. And I told him to just chill out for a minute, let me diagnose it and see what's going on. Well, looks like he might be right. Because I had the first thing I checked was the ignition switch, and I had power to the ignition switch. So I put a jumper on it. So I jumped the ignition switch to make sure it wasn't the switch itself, if that makes sense, and still no power. So then it's as simple as coming back and tracing wires. You just follow the path of current until you resolve the problem. And technically, so there's 3 wires that go on the battery. You got a big hot wire that goes right to the starter. And then we had another fusible link here that actually comes back up and goes into the ECM and or ECU, whatever you want to call it. And then there's another wire that does the same thing that goes into the plug of the ECU. Apparently, I'm talking to the owner because he's already been here. They had a lot of trouble. Right here's the control module. And apparently they had a lot of trouble with these. You can see where it's even broke the mounts out. It was like bolted down in the bottom of that box. And I was hoping to find like corrosion or something I could clean up, but it's got dielectric grease. It's well lubricated. It looks like it's in really good shape. So it looks like he's probably going to be right on this one. Because like I say, this is really the only wire. Oh, I'm sorry. This, here, let me back up. So there's 3 wires, hot wires that go on the battery. Okay, you got the cable that goes right down to the starter. Okay, and so that's hooked to the starter directly. And then when you hit your start button, that kicks a relay, and then the relay supplies the actual power to the starter internally. Okay, so you have that one, so that's eliminated. And then, like I say, I had this fusible big heavy duty wire, and that actually runs down the bike and goes back to the voltage regulator on the front, and then down to the stator. Okay, so that really eliminates that. So the only wire you're left with that would run anything. I have no lights, no starter, no blinker, no nothing. So that leaves 1 wire left, and that wire, here, let me get up here for a second. Can't see the lighting, but that wire runs right into this block, which was screwed into the ECM again. So it looks like he's right. This controls everything. It's pretty crazy because, well, I mean, I guess you keep it isolated to one problem, but, it just, I can see why they had a little bit of trouble here. He said now they have an updated one or something. I'm getting ready to check on that because pretty much my job's over here until we get one, because there is no other way it can be. These little, these blocks is what I call them, terminal blocks, screw right into it. And like I say, that's all grease on there. I know it looks like it's melted or something, but that's the dielectric grease. They're in excellent condition. So basically the power goes in on this side. On this one, everything's wired into this, and it sends the lights and all that. And the other one, I don't know, that commands the motor and so forth. But there is no other path of current except through here. So I don't know if they have a way to test it, but it sounds like this has been a problem before, not on this bike, but on other bikes. And like he said, they've had a lot of situations with them before. So yeah, that really sucks because I was an hour ago I was going to fire this thing up, but I've been trying to figure this out, and yeah, looks like we're done here for now. So yeah, what a shame. You never know. I keep saying that to people all the time. You know, they want an estimate on something. Not this guy. This guy's awesome. Really good guy. He already knows that they're a problem. But I'm just saying that sometimes customers, they ask for an estimate and, you know, hey, how much you get it running? You just never know what you're going to find. This bike ran apparently perfect 3 or 4 years ago when he parked it. It's been sitting in a garage, you know, for 3 or 4 years. And now we put a battery in it, push the button, nothing happens, no lights, no starter, no nothing. So that's just the way it happens. And now, you know, now I got this thing half tore apart and looks like we're going to need parts that we didn't expect and all that. So not sure where we're going to go from here. I'm going to get with the customer and see what we're going to do about it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll get this figured out together. Stand by, because I thought I was going to have a video of this thing running for you today, but man, darn it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.